Hey, my friends! Did you miss me? We're back, drawing a Loomis face with one pencil. Get ready, and let's go. Everything starts here, a simple circle. But I know what you're thinking. Where exactly should we place it? So come with me. As you can see, this face is mostly front-facing, with a slight tilt to the right. For a front view, the circle always starts from the top of the head, and it goes down to about the end of the upper jaw. If it's a bit higher or lower, it won't affect the final result much. Now we look for the center point, right between the eyebrows. Place it inside the circle. From that point, draw a vertical line to divide the face, following the curve of the sphere. Then draw a horizontal line across the eyebrows, and let it follow the same curve of the sphere. Quick reminder about my full Loomis course. It's currently up to 30% off. It teaches you the method from zero to mastery, covering all angles and face types. Get it now by clicking the product on your screen or check the link in the description. Now add another horizontal line at the top at the hairline, then another one at the bottom with the same distance. This will be the base of the nose. Create a third equal space and place a small mark. This will be the chin. So we have three equal sections, from the hairline to the eyebrows, from the eyebrows to the nose, and from the nose to the chin. Now, if we look at the circle we drew, we can see extra space on both sides of the head. This is normal for a front-facing view. So in the next step, we cut that extra part on both sides with two lines to define the sides of the face. After placing these lines, you can already see the basic shape of the face. Next, connect the lower ends with angled lines to form the jaw and complete the base structure. Add two simple lines for the neck, then place the main features: a small circle for the tip of the nose, and two larger ovals for the eye sockets on both sides. Draw two vertical lines from the sides down to the jaw. These will define the width of the mouth. And with that, we're ready to move on to placing the features and making the face look more realistic. Let's go. Now we can erase the extra parts on the sides of the face using the eraser, then sketch the ears in a simple, rough way. The ear usually sits between the eyebrow line and the nose line, but as you can see in the reference, the hair covers the ears, so we don't really need to focus on them in this drawing. Quick reminder, the full Loomis course is now 30% off. It's designed to take you from zero to mastering the Loomis method completely. You can get it from the link in the description, or just search one pencil drawing on Google. Now let's move on to the nose and build it in a realistic way. We already placed a small circle for the tip of the nose. Now add two smaller circles on each side for the wings of the nose. Then erase all the extra and overlapping lines. Darken the base of the nose with a bit more pressure, and define the main edges on both sides. After that, add some light shading to show the light and shadow. The nose is actually very simple. It doesn't need much effort. Just a few clean lines on the sides and the bottom, with soft shading in between to bring out the structure and make it feel more realistic. After finishing the nose, we move on to the mouth. To get the right distance between the nose and the mouth, I start by shading the area between them. This small area helps me place the mouth correctly. So far, I'm only using one pencil, an HB. Once that area is lightly shaded, I draw the center line of the lips, and I try to match the natural curves from the reference. Then, I define the upper lip and the lower lip, focusing on the correct curves because they shape the expression of the face. After that, I add some simple inner details and soft shading. Just light strokes to give the lips volume and a more realistic look. Now that we're done with the lower features, the nose and the mouth, we can add some light shading on the cheeks to create more depth and make them stand out. Then move to the neck and add some shadow to separate it from the chin. This contrast makes the chin feel more defined and natural. You can apply the same idea on the collarbone and the chest. Basically, anywhere you notice shadow, just add it softly. If you keep following this approach, you'll get better results over time. It might not look perfect at first, but with practice, it will improve. Now that we're done with the lower part, we move to the top, starting with the eyebrows. Remember the first horizontal line we drew across the sphere that was for the eyebrows? Lightly erase that line and place the eyebrows on it on both sides. But be careful, a common mistake is drawing the eyebrows as sharp, visible hairs, which is not correct. The eyebrow should be soft and gradual from dark to light. Each hair is darker at the base and gets lighter and thinner as it goes up. Focus on this technique and avoid making it look too dark or heavy. Then we move to the hair, starting from the hairline. As you can see, we already placed that top line to guide the hair. I begin by drawing the strands falling on the forehead, and try to follow the same directions to keep the likeness. Many artists at the beginning think hair is difficult, and I was the same. I used to see it as the hardest part of the face. I kept wondering how to draw realistic hair using only a pencil. But with practice, I realized it's actually very simple. Hair is just about the outer shape and some light inner details that define the style. So my advice is focus first on the overall shape. Give it the correct outline and main masses. Then move to the intersections and follow similar directions in your strokes. If you apply this approach, you'll get clean and consistent hair. As you can see, after finishing the hair falling on the forehead, I start defining the outer shape of the hair from the sides and the top to build the main mass of the hair. On the lower left side, I add a few visible strands and give them some light shading using the same HB pencil. So far, everything in this drawing is done with just one pencil, the HB. After finishing the outer shape on the left side, I start adding the main inner strands. I focus only on the dark separations between the main sections, not every single strand. This is the technique I use for this style. Then I repeat the same process on the right side. First, define the outer shape to get the main mass. Then add simple lines inside to show the direction of the hair, not drawing every strand, just guiding the flow. And this is the final look. Simple, clean, and not too much effort. It doesn't require high skill, it's just a sketch. Trust your eye, follow your hand, and you'll get a result that surprises you. Now we move on to the eyes. First, I draw a slightly tilted horizontal line following the angle of the face. This line helps me place the upper eyelid correctly, so the eyes match the same tilt as the head. Then, on that line, I start drawing the upper eyelid, trying to match the exact curve from the reference. The closer the shape, the better the likeness. I repeat the same on the other eye. Then I draw the lower eyelid and keep the space between them consistent. If the gap is too wide, the eye will look off, so make sure the white of the eye matches the reference. The upper eyelid is usually darker because of the lashes, while the lower eyelid stays lighter. After that, I place the eyeball between them, slightly shifted to the left since the face is turned. Make sure it stays a clean circle, not distorted. Then add some darker shading to give it depth. Once the main structure is done, I move to the eyelashes, top and bottom. And with the lashes, the eye really starts to come alive. Adding a bit of shading above and below enhances the form. And now the eyes look clean, simple, and much more realistic. Finally, my friends, I want to talk about something important. Drawing is actually simple, but it adds a lot of calm and patience. The calmer you are, the better your results will be. If you rush and move your hand too fast without giving your eye time to compare with the reference, you will always find mistakes. And that's what makes many people give up. So my advice to you, stay calm, take your time, and treat drawing as a daily habit. The more you practice every day, the more you will improve steadily. And before we finish, quick reminder, the full Loomis course is now 30% off. It's designed to take you from zero to mastery. Get it from the link in the description or visit the official website, onepencildrawing.com. And that's it for today. See you in the next lesson. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll reply to you.